Good morning, everyone. How are you? Mrs. Second Amendment, good to see you. Facebook Live checking in. How are you? How are you? Good to see you on this happy Cafefe Friday. Tillman, good to see you. Hey, how are you? JJ, good to see you. Listening only today? Okay, Tillman. we, we miss your input. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Everybody, please swipe and invite if you will. We can get this started. It's hard for people. Oh, work, work, work. Yep, I know. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Cafefe, yes, how are you? Marcia, good to see you. For all of you who are new, thank you for coming in. Please swipe and invite. Swipe and invite. It is Friday. It's hard to wake people up. I think everybody is still asleep today. It's one of those days where everybody just wants to stay in bed. So if you can, please swipe and invite. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for inviting everybody. Hey, Amy, good to see you. I know we need more cafefe. Everybody does on Friday, especially. They're just really sluggish, and I think a lot of people just aren't notifications aren't coming as quickly as they should. Diana, good to see you. Good to see everybody on Facebook Live, everybody on YouTube. It is a slow day. It's Friday. Finally made it to the end of the week. Mike, you have company, but they're not talking, so I guess you're scaring them out of there. Hey, Diana. Ah. I know where everybody's at right now. They're watching Nancy Pelosi talk. I'm sure everybody's glued to the TV set right now, so that's why. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Everybody, please swipe and share. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Good to see you. Good morning, Mark. How is everybody? Karen, good to see you. Thanks for coming in on the Friday, the end of the week. Thank goodness. Seems like an extremely long week, and it's been a short one, so maybe that's why. Oh my gosh! So was everybody watching Nancy Pelosi this morning? Hey Jennifer, good to see you. But a good week, yeah, really good week. Don, good to see you. Jennifer, good to see you as well. Everybody's here. The gang's all here, and welcome to all the new people that are here watching the scope today. We're on Facebook Live, Periscope, and YouTube Live. I know, Karen. Karen's saying that she can't stomach Nancy Pelosi. I think you have to be a special person. How's that? I know. Kim is upset that she missed Nancy. When you miss Nancy, you just miss an opportunity, right? Yeah, no. I know. I when Nancy comes out, oh my gosh, I know Hughes says he can't bring himself to do it. It's true. I mean, in order to watch, I watched. I think it was like 30 seconds. Jennifer agrees. I watched for about 30 seconds, and I'm like, I can't do this. I mean, I tried. I gave it the best shot I could, but I just couldn't do it. I mean, she came out. The first thing she said was, "Hey, Marlene, good to see you." You have to mute the TV. I know. I know. The pictures paint 1,000 words, right? But she came out and she said, us, well, blaming it on President Trump, of course, pulling out of the Paris Agreement is extremely dangerous. Not just dangerous, but extremely dangerous. Not that Nancy's into the hype and all that, but getting somebody to say it's extremely dangerous to pull out of climate change is really, it tops it all, I think. And then she went on to talk about how when she was under Obama, uh, how that was her mission, to have this whole climate change agreement and have us involved. And it basically is her life's work. And Donald Trump just ended it just like that. Oh my gosh, I know. The sky is falling again. That's right, Lisa. It's like, oh my gosh, we've exited climate change. The climate change agreement where we, the Americans, were basically we were taking everything from us and giving to everybody else so that we could equalize us all, as the social justice warriors love to do. And that's what they were doing. I know, Marlene. Thank you, POTUS. Hugh says she's delusional. Hey, Amanda, thanks for joining. Please swipe and invite all your followers if you will. Yeah, I mean, to watch her is like, I don't know what well you've been drinking from, but I pray it's not the same one I've been drinking from. So I know. Jennifer says, way to go, Trump. I love making Democrats cry. Wealth distribution racket. That's right, Lisa. It's exactly what it is. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Um, Asher, hey, how are you? Shabbat shalom. We're all gonna, you says we're all gonna die now. I know. It's just the way it is. I mean, if it were up to the Democrats. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Got two Karens in there. Hey, how are you? It's a glorious time in history. Yes, it is, Marlene. We have a president who stands up, is not afraid to make a decision. Can you imagine that? We haven't seen that in a long time. We had everybody coming out yesterday saying why this was so bad. Everybody, I mean, on the left, as if people cared about what Obama thought. He had to come and put his 2 cents worth in. And some people had to remind him, excuse me, you're no longer president, and what you say doesn't really matter. But of course, he's going to try to, and I think he tried to undermine this president too by going everywhere. Um, yeah, somebody's saying Trump save us in Europe too. I know. See King. Hey Ron, good to see you. But Obama went everywhere that Trump went, so he could get there first and say, please try to force the Americans, I guess, to stay in the climate change agreement. But no, it didn't work, and they don't want to renegotiate. They've been hurt now. They're just so sad, and they don't want to have anything to do with this. It's like, okay, so see ya. Nikolai, how are you? Yeah, I mean, it's just so amazing how they make something out of nothing. Hey, Ron. But we weren't surprised, were we? And it's going to continue, and it's, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. Couldn't be worse. Those Americans are at it again. And it's amazing. Yeah, but hurt. Yeah, that Diana. That's a good way to explain it. Feisty Latina, how are you? I know. And it's that doesn't mean that we're not going to still try to do things that help the environment. I think everybody wants to help the environment if as long as it's reasonable. I know Elon Musk can say bye bye. Um, and in fact, Rex Tillerson, he is basically a person who believes in climate change. So he's going to still try to do the greenhouse gases and lower those. So I don't know if that means that we're going to, see a tax coming down the road. I certainly hope not. Hey, Robert, and I hope if that happens that President Trump vetoes that. But so much for all the theories of Ivanka Trump and Jared Trump control their father and will have him do whatever they want, right? And like Donald Trump is walking around and taking orders from Ivanka and Jared Kushner. Jennifer wishes that Obama would just kind of go away. Hey, Barbara, good morning. Yeah, I don't think anytime soon are we going to see the Obamas go away, especially since they bought their 8,200 square foot rental in Washington, D.C., a few blocks away from the White House. And they're going to stay there as long as it takes, for Sasha to finish. We need oxygen so I can grow my crops and help feed the world. They just don't get it, Hugh said. Hugh, they do get it, Hugh. They get it because they want to control everything that we do with climate change. Control what you eat, control what what you use, and all of that. I mean, it is nothing but control. Diana wishes Obama would go away to prison. Not likely, probably. $8 million home, so green of them. Exactly. Hello, how are you? Hello from Athens. Hope everything is well there. Put a big wall around their new tigs, too. Well, of course. Every mansion has to have a wall around it. The United States is the only one that doesn't need a wall, right? That's what we're to believe. And right down the street from a mosque so they can worship. Exactly. Not too far to walk 5 times a day. Oh, CO2, not oxygen. I'm sorry. Carbon dioxide. Okay. Governor Brown is going to set up his own climate change agreement. Of course he will. Listen, I'm telling you, there's so much happening in California that you guys, your eyes would roll back in your head if I told you everything that's going on here. And again, everybody looks at it and goes, "Oh, that's crazy, California," and we don't need to worry about that. It's not going to happen anywhere else, and that's not true. It will happen everywhere. Trust me. As any Democrat-run state, this is going to be tried there. I can tell you. They're starting in California, and I'll tell you more about it later when I have more facts. Please speak English because we don't speak Russian, so we don't know what you're saying. They're trying to expunge the records now of sex offenders, and you heard me right. So I think that may have passed. I've got to look more into it. Can you speak English? Because we don't speak whatever language you're speaking. We want you to speak English because we want to know what you're saying. Good morning, Marie. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, if you expunge the record of sex offenders, what is the good thing of having you register as a sex offender for the rest of your life? And how do you protect people that way? And you really don't. And again, I know if you think that if it comes from just California and it's not going to go past here and you're okay, it will. Asher said Congress created Dust Bowl in the Central Valley of California, where all the food is grown over the Delta smelt fish. Feinstein and Boxer bankrupted farms. That's true. Yeah, it'll let them go free, and it won't protect the victims. I mean, that's the thing. If you're saying that your name is going to be expunged off that list, how about, thank you, Jerry, how about everybody else? I know, Beck, you finally made it live. So good that you could be here. It is Cafefe Friday, so happy Cafefe to you. Periscope account was suspended. Oh, Marie, you'll have to tell me about that. DM me and let me know what happened there. So anyway, California is doing other things that is they want to have a one payer system here, and that's getting closer and closer to fruition. That's just horrible. Jennifer said, really, it's not fair for Obama to have a wall because shouldn't he just coexist with Islam? I know you missed Cafefe yesterday. Want to get a Cafefe shirt? Yeah, get it. Get it now while you still can, right? I hope they have some in more in color rather than just the white that I saw with what was it, black or gray lettering. It's like, no, we need another color. God help us. I am moving. I know, Asher. I think a lot of this stuff in California, I'm looking around. Yes, Confefe. Hey, Ming, how are you? I know. Confefe. It's Confefe fabulous, right? But everybody, in California, they're starting to look around and go, really? I mean, if you're not West End with Trump, way to go, Lamper. Do you take milk and cream with your cafefe? Of course. Everybody has to have cafefe one way or the other. So much going around about that word. See, he's creating jobs already. He just says the word, jobs get created. Money exchanges hands with the T-shirts coming out. So that's really good. Yeah, Marie, we were just talking about Nancy Pelosi. It was hard to watch, but we watched them. Yes, #expose the left. Yes, DM Adam Gingrich for the Cafefe T-shirt. Hey, Cully, saw a shirt that Make America Cafefe again. That's pretty good. I like that. I really like that. Somebody I saw the other day tried to put a trademark on that word. It's like, really? Come on now. You didn't even create it, and you want to trademark it. Everybody wants to make a dime. Whether it's probably the same one saying that they believe in socialism. Correct spelling, it's COVFEFE. Stubbed your toe and yelled "Cafefe." Pelosi just came on, Marsha, and talked about how it was extremely dangerous for President Trump to have pulled out of the Paris Agreement. Yeah, extremely dangerous. I know, it's President Trump's word. It's nobody else. I mean, you want to put a trademark on it? Oh, wow. That'll be good. Jerry said type in Cafefe on Twitter and see all the designs. Somebody already has a license plate. Yeah, Amanda, Nancy has gotten kind of extremely dangerous. I don't know what her thing is, but something's happened with her. I don't know if that's just so many years of speaking non-truths. I don't, same as lies, but I don't know. So Marie says that Kathy Griffin is having a press conference, or did she already get a press conference? And she got to get a lawyer for bullying. Wait. Kathy Griffin needs a lawyer because she's being bullied. How is she being bullied? Is anybody showing her decapitated, bloodied head? Was that the bullying? Yeah, a lot of people that know Nancy and have known her over the years think she kind of needs help too. Lisa Bloom is representing her for what? Lisa, why is Lisa Bloom representing Kathy Griffin? What is the story? What is her thing there? Is Lisa Bloom trying to cut down on the internet bullying and cyberbullying? Is that what it is? Yeah, I know. By the Trump family, Kathy is bullied. I saw that. Trump family is bullying her. Is that was that Donald Trump's comment to her about how rude it was or whatever? Oh, Gloria Allred's daughter. Oh no, please. Yeah, Jerry, she does need to make a public apology to the Trump family, but she's not going to. She's being bullied by the Trump family. She should apologize to the whole Trump family in person. Yes, she put herself in that position. She sure did. And again, how is the Trump family bullying her? By responding to her and telling her it was inappropriate? By saying that somebody like that who does that and, their son watches that on TV and thinks it's real and gets scared and they're somehow thinking that that's bullying to tell her that? Yeah, well, I mean, it has affected him, obviously. She's a sociopath and yeah. Good morning, Rainbow. How are you? I don't know why it's okay seemingly for the left to do things to affect kids, but the left also brings their kids out and has them hold up signs of whatever cause that the parents are in, whether it's age appropriate for the children to be involved. A lot of times those on the left bring out their children and involve them anyway. Yeah, I know. Kathy knew it was going to cause problems. She did it anyway. Now there's repercussions and she doesn't like it. Hey, Jamie, good morning. Good to see you. I don't think she's kidding, Marie. I think she is serious about that. I mean, you don't bring out an attorney. But, again, this is her way to get back in the limelight, right? Oh, I'm the victim. It really, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the victim. I've got the Trump family. And you know what? She hates the Trumps, right? She said that. There's on my timeline, there's something last year. She was talking about how she didn't like the Trumps and how she was kind of going to go after them and make them look bad because everybody hated them and she did too. So this is just another thing that she's doing in order to go after the Trumps. So she didn't get it one way. So what is she going to do? She's going to turn around and claim, oh, I'm the victim. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the victim. I know, Cully, and then Jim Carrey comes out, defends her, and says basically, that comedians that they should do that, they should always be outside the box, blah blah blah. I mean, talk about two people that don't have credibility anymore and aren't in the public eye, trying desperately anything that they can do to get back in the public eye. Jennifer said all she did was make herself a push to chat for ISIS. No, that was beyond the line. Yes, that comedy is about tossing the line. Yeah, let me see some of the words. I have that here and what he said. It's the job of a comedian to cross the line at all times because that line is not real. So it's not real. That line is not real. Carrie believes that comedians are the last line of defense and the last voice of truth in this whole thing. God help us if we're looking to comedians, at comedians for the truth. Put them both in a box together and throw away the key, Kimmy said. Does that mean anything goes? Yeah, exactly, Jerry. And we know that on the left, on the liberal left and extreme left, of course, there is no line. There's never a line, right? So you can't cross a line because there isn't one. And if there was, then they would just keep moving that line. So, in other words, if you're on the left, you have an excuse for everything you do, and it's okay that you come out being, playing the victim because that's your role. Everybody's against you because you are the one with the truth and, outside the box and crossing the line because you need to. Hillary must be behind that statement. Sounds like her. Well, it sounds like a Saul Alinsky thing. I mean, they're all reading from the same playbook. It's the same thing. So. Nikolai said you have freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequences, and that's absolutely true. I know, Jerry. Well, I mean, haven't they already done that, Jerry? I mean, if you think about it, on the videos from Planned Parenthood, they've already held up dead babies, dead baby parts, and it really doesn't seem to matter. The line is imagery, so what the left says doesn't exist. That's true. Yeah, so, I mean, if you can have dead baby parts, I don't think that holding up a replica of Donald Trump's bloodied, decapitated head, if you're looking at it from the rationale, if you will, of the left, it's okay. Everything's okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about these people anymore. Nothing makes sense with them, and they rationalize everything for their behavior. And in fact, Jim Carrey, the other thing that he said was that Kathy ought to sever a leg as well. There's no rationale possible. If you're left, everything goes. It's all to desensitize people to accept immoral acts. Yes. Hey, how are you? So anyone can have Griffin's bloody head on a platter. No, see, Robert, that wouldn't be okay. It's not okay to do to them what they do to us, but it's okay if they do it. That's the logic. Hey, Tori, how are you? Yeah, Kathy wanted to get off the D list. She's now on the F list. If you're right, just breathing is a crime. That's true, Kim. Certainly is looked at it that way. Yeah, it's when it do what I say, not what I do, Robert. It's that kind of thing. So they want to control what you do, but don't you dare try to control what they do. Exactly. Kathy should eat exactly what she's getting. Jim Carrey used to be okay. He went off the deep end a few years ago. Yeah, I think that Jim Carrey went off the deep end when he was making 20 million a movie and stopped making 20 million a movie. Oh, here we go. How is Griffin's statement different than Ted Nugent's? And see, Peter, here's the thing. Let's say your child misbehaves. Are you going to compare what your child did to somebody else? Or are you going to look at what your child did and tell me if it's right or wrong? So please don't come in and compare and say, well, how does that compare to Ted Nugent? No, let's look at what Kathy did. Ted Nugent had his day. We've already talked about that. Hey, Shauna, so we don't need to compare it to Ted Nugent. You need to look at her behavior and say whether her behavior was inappropriate or appropriate. Don't base it on anybody else. Base it on what she did. Yeah, this is now. It's not, then. Hey, Wanda, good to see you. The hypocrisy of the left claiming Trump was a bully. It's okay for Snoop Dogg to assist Trump in a video. Madonna blow up the White House and Griffin behead Trump because that's not violent at all. Marie said, "Don't stoop to their level." I know, Hugh. Yeah, I just I can't believe sometimes how people want to compare to somebody else. It's like, okay, no, let's stay in the present. Let's look at the facts that we have now. Well, we think you drank the Kool-Aid, Peter, because, again, you don't want to look at what your people on the left are doing. You want to look and always compare it to somebody else. Well, what about somebody else? Well, what about this? What about that? What about what we're just looking at? I know, Jennifer. That's true. So, anyway, and then we have, I'm trying to think of the other person. Oh, yeah, so here's more information from the left to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. I know that everybody watches Chelsea Handler, right? And I'm being very facetious. Hey, Rob, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, Hillary syndrome, blame everybody else, right? It's never your fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Is she still around? I know, White Panther. Really? I mean, is she really around? Who watches her? Chelsea, yes, Chelsea Handler. So she was outraged to hear from Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards that President Trump's administration, and this is what Cecile says, has been a total zero on women and women's health. And Sarah Silverman, another stellar comedian, along with Chelsea Handler, called Trump an effing a hole and challenged his daughter Ivanka to support Planned Parenthood. And both women have been very vocal about their own abortions and often try to desensitize their audience to abortions. And what Handler said, her exact quote is, I know all women feel this way toward Ivanka right now. Okay, so I don't know who the all women are, but all women don't feel the same way that Chelsea Handler does toward Ivanka. So let's just set that record straight, right? It's that it's Chelsea Handler, Hugh. I know. Like, who is she? She's a comedian, another comedian. I know all women feel this way toward Ivanka right now, but I'm like, you need to tell that effing A, this is an unacceptable way to treat women. We're moving backward. Wow. So there you go. There's your Planned Parenthood. I like that hashtag. Not with idiot comedians. Yeah, Shauna, that's a good hashtag. I know. I don't know what it is about comedians this week. It's fine. Go out and be funny. Do your job. Be funny. But what you're doing isn't funny. What you're saying isn't funny. I know, Don. If comedians could actually just be funny again. They need to be moving on the country like they promised. The left loves to use dogma. Kathy G's not funny. They give Classy a disservice. It ain't just this week, Dante says. Or Dante says. Or is it Dan? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they chose this inappropriate, um, photo of the decapitated head to come out and say, oh, let's all stand together now in solidarity. It's like, wow. Really? Okay. I mean, even other comedians said they went way over the line. When did it become fashionable for women to cuss like sailors? I guess when it was okay for men not to be men and women not to be women, and there are how many categories we can choose from. Again, there's no boundaries on anything. So, and I know people have talked about that. How do you exist in the world where there are no longer any boundaries? You have no point from which to begin because you can be anything, anyone, any mindset that you want, and there's nothing to say this is the norm. That there's a woman and a man. Here's the root. Here's where it starts from. We don't have that anymore. Yeah, all the less news come from comedians, Dan said. But it's kind of hard to know where boundaries are when there's no starting point. There's no root base. Yeah, the wussying down of America. And that's intentional, Shauna. Could not even disagree with Obama for fear of being called racist. True. Very true. And that's why they do it. Yeah. If you support Planned Parenthood, things you should pay for. If you don't, you shouldn't pay for it. End of story. Yeah, that would be nice if they would actually do that. And it was so discouraging. I read something last night, and I don't have the statistics right in front of me. But let me see if I can find them. It's showing in the statistics, and if anybody wants to see that, I can try to put it up later. That more money from Planned Parenthood is being spent on abortions as anything with women in regards to their health or women's issues, the other issues. They are decreasing the amount of money, and the amount of abortions are basically just skyrocketing. I mean, it's really sickening. And yet we say on the left, we hear them say all the time that, oh, this is a women's issue. We're helping women in their helping women get health care and stuff like that. So yes, I did see Donald Trump talk about his decision to withdraw. I loved it from the agreement, climate change agreement. I think sociopaths on the left, like, uh, in, gosh, can you say that one again? LA child. Happy Cafefe, Nancy. I wish if comedians start using kids, their subject du jour joke. I missed that one too. I know. Marlene said, "Don't talk to me about saving the earth when you kill babies." Yeah, it's a little bit. How do you go there on that one? Hey, Sarah, good to see you. President did give a great speech. He really did. I think he laid out a lot of the reasons why that we just aren't going to do it. That it's unfair to America. I mean, look at China. They could do coal mining for the next 13 or so years, and we have to stop ours. We can't do any, but they can increase theirs. So it's everything that we can't do. They're saying other countries can do. And again, it's the equalization. Yeah, if comedians put the kids and their subject du jour in the act, we should boycott. See, that's the thing. We talked about yesterday how the Media Research Center and the MediaEqualizer.com are going to go after these shows on the hold on, these shows on the news channels. The ones that are smearing and a lot of hate, anti-Trump type ones. Why don't we put ones like Chelsea Handler's show, for saying what she did, or other comedians in their shows for saying. I mean, anybody who's doing that, call them out, call their advertisers, tell them that you don't like it. You have a right to do that. So Hannity talked about that last night, okay? A scam on a global scale. What is that, Rainbow? What's wrong with Jews having a parade? Of course it's legal to vote. If you're a legal age, yes. That was, yeah, I know. Happy National Donut Day. Everybody, yeah, it's free donuts for you. You can go out and get a free donut. There are already lines everywhere. I've seen that on the internet. Veritas, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So I don't know exactly where you can get a free donut. Apparently everywhere. As I said, Rhino, that if you are of legal age and you've met all the qualifications, yeah, you can vote. Governor Brown says California is staying in the Paris Accord. Of course, Nancy. Anything that will cost California taxpayers more money, that's exactly what this state is going to do. And Nancy, you mentioned it earlier when we were talking about there's a bill right now in California wanting to be able to expunge the the names of sex offenders off the list. That's what California wants to do now. How that does anything, for the victims, I don't know. Friends don't let their friends drink Starbucks. That's a good one. Governor Brown won't show the terms. Of course not. Yeah, I know, Nancy. That's just something that happens in California. I know. That's exactly what they would want you to believe. And I heard something saying, I think at least in San Diego, hey, Utah, good to see you, that violent crimes are down. Yeah, climate change is every day. What state? I don't know, Nancy. We were just talking about that. I'm telling you, we're going to have to think about leaving California, especially as they change the rights for children and take away the parents' rights more and more in California. Anybody with kids, and I wouldn't come to California. Yeah, just Texas. What scares me about Texas, uh, the tornadoes, the weather, just kind of move to Alaska. Patrick may have to do that. I don't know. Your taxes are going sky high. Yeah, wonder why that is. We'd love to be able to take California back, but I mean, I've been here for many many years, and it's very difficult to try to get California back. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Thank you, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are thinking that Texas is changing, and they're not liking what they see in parts of Texas. So, Cully's saying Florida is great. Uh, Asher said California is redder than most people know. It's true, Asher. You get away from the coast, and it is. The Supreme Court has already received two applications from the president to hear the case for the restrictions on the travel ban that he has. Central California may have to. Only Austin or Houston. Well, that's true. Austin is too liberal. I don't even know if I'd drive through there. Dallas is too big. What are they waiting for? You have to have an application to the Supreme Court and ask them to take it. So Brown says we're ready to fight. Yeah, we're ready to fight common sense and, and rationality here. My poor brother lives in Austin. Oh, California likes to fight reasonableness. Did you hear about the farmer who was banned from farmers market? Yes, because he wouldn't cater a gay wedding. Yes. Yep. I know. Let's split this state into. Let's just get Southern California, Northern California, and be on our merry way. We would. Okay, Nikolai, thank you so much for dropping in. Have a happy Cafe Friday. Amber, California is absolutely, and Nancy can tell you this because she lives there too, absolutely a beautiful state. Beautiful state. You couldn't get a better scenery, weather, and everything else. But it's just absolutely crazy at the same time. Hey, Donnie. Okay, thank you. Southern California used to be the majority Republican. It was Asher. And the reason that California is no longer Republican, hate to say this, but it's thanks to Ronald Reagan. And he even admitted that when he had that basically, gave everybody amnesty, it changed everything in California. San Diego used to be a staunch Republican city. Can't afford it. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome produce. Yep. Free sovereign nation to politically correct policed state. That's true, Shauna. I know. They always say the land of fruits and nuts. Yeah, they say a lot of things about California. But I'm telling you, don't be making fun of California because it's coming your way. You should look at California and go, my gosh, we don't want that here. And then, barrel down on it, knuckle down. Did you hear about the man who walked up and Little Caesars and ordered a pepperoni pizza, later got sick, found out the pepperoni was made of pork, yes, and sued Little Caesars, yes, in Ohio. Yep. Asher said, my beautiful home state, California. I know. That's why it's hard to leave. What if my new state is just a new Cali? I know, Nancy. Tell me about it. If you move to Arizona, it's creeping over to Arizona. It's creeping everywhere. Karen said she was born and raised in beautiful California, but had to leave. I miss it so much, but can't take the craziness anymore. I know. What did he think it was made of peppers? He was Islam and thought it was made out of the correct meat for them. So I guess if I go in and I order something, yeah, I know Omar is challenging Maxine Waters. We talked about that yesterday, Utah. So far, I'm not impressed by what he's doing, but I'm hoping that he will kind of change some things. I would like to see him be more professional. I saw him last night again at one of these meetings that were I don't know, where the right is standing outside wanting to get into a meeting that the left is having, and there's a lot of arguing going on, and I and I know he needs to show those debates, but he needs to do stuff where he's not always involved in chaos. Yeah, it's like, come on, there's more to it than that. All right. Sounds like the man should do his research before he eats stuff. I know, Amanda. But it's easier and better to blame someone else. Progressives are creeping up all over to replace. Oh, you're so sweet. But have a great weekend there. Can anyone best Maxine? All right, Lamprey, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that pizza place was catering to the Islam, and that is part of the problem. Thank you, Utah. And that is the problem. And the more we say we're going to basically cater, of course, Cadrian, of course. Is EQ for equestrian? Equestrian term limits would be great. I know the flame flickered out. That was terrible. Halal meat is cruelty to animals. They bleed out live animals. I know. Yeah. So, but we have to decide. I mean, if you're going to say we're going to follow that, are you going to follow everybody else's specifications? Maybe Buddhists have their own way of things. Indians, this, and this, and on down the line. When you draw the line and say we can't possibly do this for everyone, and be sued for it? I know. But Veritas, some people aren't looking for the truth. They just want to cause trouble. CNN said withdrawing from climate change is apocalyptic. Yes, it is pretty sickening to see the trolls, but that's what they do. Here's some headlines. I think you guys will enjoy this. Here's some headlines that came out yesterday from the climate change reactions. HuffPo said, here's the headlines from HuffPo. Trump to planet, drop dead. A slow move to Sharia by demanding businesses and people conform to halal. Yes. Husband likes Savannah. No. Always, you're so sweet. But, you have a good weekend, okay? Sky's falling, yes. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting that everything is so melodramatic, right? Oh, EverQuest. It's a game. Oh, okay. All right. Restaurants should be forced to cater to Muslim. Should not. Are you saying, Cully? So another headline was USA Today. Paris pullout endangers the planet. So now we're endangering the entire planet. Just focused on the Dems' ideas are just another silly game of theirs. Yes. Yes. I knew what you meant, Cully. So the Daily Beast, now all these are left wing, right? So the Daily Beast said Paris climate deal's demise means Bannon wins and the planet loses. Wow. So Bannon won yesterday. It wasn't Ivanka, it wasn't Jared, it was Bannon. All of America, only America suffers in that agreement. That's right, Amber, because see, we're the most powerful nation in the world. That we're trying to be. Cully is over on Facebook Live. Nancy, Nancy wants to know if you unfollowed her. No one was doing a thing about the Paris deal. Show me the money, right? Asher said, I got hysterical watching all these businesses threatening to double down on the green in protest against POTUS withdrawing. I know, it's the logic of the left. And it is pretty amazing that the left has been this way. Think about it on every single issue. Healthcare. Oh my gosh. What the Republicans want to do, there'll be deaths in the street. People will be dying all over the place. People will go hungry. People, it just everything they do, they magnify it by about 10,000. So their reality, whatever their reality is always magnified to the extreme. Now Europe wants to replace America with China, whatever. It is their religion. It is. Climate change is their religion. Very well said. Okay, so New York Daily News said Trump's Paris pullout leaves America's global leadership in flames. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Don. We're already more EPA proactive and better than any other country. Exactly. And, not only that, we always, Kim, you might want to go out and come back in. Nobody else is having that problem, so it could be your server. Um, they do serve the green god, Amanda. They really do. Well, Nancy, thank you. Can always go back and do the replay. I know. Don't forget to retweet this, please, afterwards and swipe and invite everybody. Um, Jennifer said they complain about how not to get being. Wait, they complain about how to not being treated fair in Syria. So here we are allowing them into America, and when they come here, they want to live like they lived in Syria. That's always the way it is. I know, Utah. You'll have to go back and check that out. So here's what. Thanks, Shauna. I was trying. So Politico says after climate loss, Ivanka moves on. Yeah, don't come here for a vacation. Too many illegals. And in Fox News was a little less dramatic, but it said a sad day. World reacts to U.S. pullout from climate agreement. A sad day. I thought it was a great day. It was a covfefe day. Come on, let's face it. It was really a covfefe day. Ugh. And you, for those of you who saw the speech yesterday, wow, yeah, I know. I've been to Europe. The few morons like France, etc., said that morons are sleep or sheep. I guess it was glorious. Yeah, woohoo! No kidding. Um, Remember yesterday on the when President Trump was speaking about the climate agreement and pulling out of it. Remember he said something. I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris. Do you remember him saying that? Covfefe. I knew what you meant, Barbara. So yeah, let's cry these beers now. Are we allowed to drink beers there, Marlene? I don't know. The left wouldn't like that. Wasn't it something against the climate? Isn't it going to be harmful to somebody somewhere? It's not sad for people with brains, Karen said. That's so true, Karen. Really am sick of our media who are nothing more than sellouts brainwashing the people to be on the left. Yep. But I know some Brits fight hard to stop the madness. Pittsburgh, yes. Pittsburgh hates Trump. The mayor of Pittsburgh, who, by the way, just happens to be a Democrat, said, as the mayor of Pittsburgh, I can assure you that we will follow the guidelines of the Paris Agreement for our people, our economy, and our future. And he said the United States joined Syria, Nicaragua, and Russia in deciding not to participate with the world's Paris Agreement. It's now up to cities to lead. It's like, come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? He sounds just like the California Governor Brown. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do because I'm your mayor here, and I'm gonna take over the city whether you like it or not. And again, look at that. You can't, Nancy. You can't move to Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh obviously is taking the lead from California. Oh, you have Garcetti. No, that's right, Nancy. I forgot. I'm so sorry. He's about as left wing as you can get in Los Angeles. Wow. Because, Marcus, it starts with a P. See, Paris, Pittsburgh. Get it? Yeah, he's dumb too. I know. Exactly, Amber. We can buy coal from China because we just can't produce it here. So, but it's okay to bring it in from China and burn it. Craziness, craziness, craziness. Thank you, Sarah. So, avoiding my question, what do you think of Musli, MS? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can be poor in Hawaii instead. Yep. Why should the staff writer be fired? Marcus, come on. Please explain the comment that was so overly trolled, Kafefe. We aren't buying coal from China. A lie. House Hunter, I think there's some houses probably out there on the market that you're missing. The Dakota pipeline started yesterday. Oil is flowing. Well, Abdul, let me ask you, what do you think of Christians? Pittsburgh was won by Hillary. Okay, big deal. Who cares? Do you not get it? You get it? It was a P. It was a state that started with a P, City that started with a P. Something he needed something that started with a P. So don't make too much out of it. But we can be surrounded by stupid in Hawaii instead of California. I know, Nancy. Everybody likes to make a big deal out of it. Okay, well, you go fire that writer there, Marcus. Still your president. Yep. So what? The presidency was won by Trump. I know. Whether it's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, whatever P city or state. Again, people just want to make too big of a deal out of it. Just go with the flow, people. Go with the flow. Those on the right, they don't really have a sense of humor, do they? I know. One city didn't win, America won. Right, exactly. But see, Amber, people on the left don't remember that. They don't understand that. And I mean, I'm all for states doing what they want to do, but I'm all for states also doing whatever the people within their state want them to do. So, I mean, it's like one of those things where, it's a government and you still have to do what the people want you to do. Now, guaranteed the Paris pullout's not going to change our life in a negative way. Wow. Abdul had to leave, everybody. Say goodbye to Abdul. He needed to go. Have a great weekend, Abdul. Yeah, it kind of went south pretty quick, huh? Had to get it in there, though. I mean, he was really trying. He really tried hard to get that one in there. And then there were, yeah, exactly. Exactly. On Cafefe Day, too, Marlene. So unnecessary, right? So here's another thing that this is somebody was Abdul on. Yes, Karen, of course. Abdul sings the Aladdin song. Yeah, very good, Shauna. So a University of Michigan history professor, now everybody get this, he thinks that Ariana Grande knows more about counterterrorism than Mad Dog Mattis. So let that sink in a bit. Ariana Grande is more an authority on counterterrorism than Mad Dog Mattis. And this professor, let me give you the professor's name in case you want to look him up, give him a little shout out. Professor Juan Cole said that Grande's suggestion. Now, here's the suggestion. She says in order to combat ISIS and terrorism, you need compassion, kindness, love, strength, and oneness. I know, Jennifer. It really was. And the professor thought that it would, yeah, that Ariana Grande, the donut licker, yeah, that when they caught her on camera licking donuts off the counter in a donut shop, that one. Um, the professor thought that would be better than Mathis's a strategy of annihilating ISIS. So, what does everybody think about that? Maybe Ariana and Maxine Waters can figure out where North Korea is together. What was it? Maxine didn't know where something was before. Paris Paul. Oh, Shauna. Exactly, Lisa. But that's okay because you'll never know it happened. But you'll just be compassionate while it's being done, right? I mean, I don't know where these people get it. I guess hug a Muslim. Yeah, you said. I guess if you live in a bubble and you're, I don't know where they go to school. I would think she would have had homeschool or private school, but let's just say she didn't. And somebody taught her that none of this stuff happened, that none of it exists, that ISIS doesn't exist, or they're great people. I mean, we talked about yesterday with sexual jihad and these women who were getting killed because they wouldn't agree to it. They wouldn't agree to be raped, basically. And, and yet she comes out and talks about, oh, we just have to be compassionate and kind, show love. Really? You got to be kidding me. Where do these people come up with that? Karen said, yeah, and tiptoe through the tulips, too. Exactly. The liberals are complete idiots. We have been fighting Islam for 1,500 years. Do you really think 1,500 years if we have not changed their minds and we ever will, Jennifer said. Good point. So naive. But, angels, it's so naive to a fault of being totally dangerous to society. Because it's people like her that come out and say, all we need to do is just, hug them and give them a job and everything. ISIS will be your friend. It's crazy, crazy. But people go along with it. And they agree, yes, if we just coexist, if we just, extend a hand. Not that you won't have fingers on your hand when you draw your hand back, but I'm saying they just think we're just going to extend a hand, just like Katy Perry. And see, they know that they're not going to ever have to follow through. They're not going to go and be subjected to it. Yeah, the glazed over youth looking for direction. They only had a job. They wouldn't chop your head off. Exactly. Lend a hand in their country. War protesters against police dead in Afghanistan. Wow. Karen came up with a new word. Instead of idiots, she said Libyans. That's a good word. Hashtag Libyans. Hello, ho, cake. How are you? So, very interesting way of thinking and seeing the world. Well, Amanda, you hear why would I wish it was, yeah, it's not as easy as everybody living together. It's just not. But Amanda's like, why would a job help? And Amanda, that's a good point, and I'll tell you why. Because it's capitalism, right? They don't like capitalism. The left doesn't like capitalism. And so why would somebody from ISIS like money? Why is it that their families are paid? They're paid for doing what they do. Why are they paid? I thought capitalism, I thought money was bad, right? Hey, Carmen, how are you? I know, Libyans are great. You can get a good meme out of that, Shauna. I think it was Kerry or Obama who said that about the jobs. I can't remember which person said it. I'm trying to forget that whole administration era, but yeah. So I mean, these people still continue to get money. Asher said murder is their job. Good point, Asher. But I mean, I don't know if they truly believe this or if it just sounds good. Somebody said, their agent said, go out and say love is the answer. And they go, oh, love is the answer. And the fans go, oh my God, you're so wonderful. It's that type of thing. I'm guessing. you know. Meantime, as they sit in their castles with the walls around it. Why don't forget that climate change also causes terror. That's right. That's right. That's why we have so much terrorism because we canceled the agreement with Paris. Hard to be loving when you're sick and starving. Well, if you're Ariana Grande, you don't have to worry about that, Nancy. That'll never be a problem. So anyway, oh yeah, I know, Kim. It's all crazy, but hey, it's Cafe Friday, so you guys go out and have a great day. And I may be on later. I know Friday, maybe a little bit later. You never know. Hashtag Libiot. That's a great one. Hashtag Expose the Left. So thank you guys for being here so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please retweet this, get it out. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kim. I'll see you guys later. Thank you on Facebook. See you guys as well. Thank you over on YouTube Live. Thanks for coming. Have a great